Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary Wisdom Harris, in case you didn't know that, or if it's your first time here. I'm an actor based in Atlanta, Georgia. So today I'm going to be talking about my Atlanta story. Atlanta, hot ATL, hot Atlanta, you know. Anyway, how I ended up here, why I came here, and if I think it was worth it. So, I came to Atlanta September 2020. So, I came in the middle of a pandemic, which was really terrifying, really scary, but I decided to do it anyway. I was living in Pensacola, Florida, which is near the panhandle of Florida. I was doing theater there, theatrical shows there. I did Macbeth, I did Lysistrata, which was so much fun. Lysistrata was a 6-person all women's cast, which if you know anything about Lysistrata, there should like 1000% be male characters and female characters, because that's what the story's all about. And we decided to go out of the box and do 6 women characters, and it was so much fun to play men. It was so much fun. I also did a really interesting play called Into the Breaches, which is so much fun as well. It was based during World War I or II, I don't 100% remember, and I got to play an African American woman that never got to perform on stage because she was an African American woman. The pandemic started, right? And so it started in like March-ish area, around March that year, and I moved 6 months later, like half a year later. Also, another thing, I moved right after a vacation. What was I doing? I have no idea, but it was fun. So my roommate at the time told me, hey, I'm moving out, I'm gonna live with my boyfriend. And my thing was, man, how are we gonna find another roommate in the middle of a pandemic when people are terrified? So once my roommate told me this, I was like, oh crap, how are we gonna find someone else to take over her room? I can't pay more on rent right now because pandemic, I don't have work. My best friend and my mom, they told me, hey, you've been thinking about moving to Atlanta forever. You've talked about it. You said you were going to go. Like, what is keeping you here? Why sign another year lease here or find another roommate or move back home when you can just go? And I'm like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. What do you mean just go? And I decided to trust God and take that step. I worked as much as possible, picking up shifts here and there at Olive Garden. We were working on to-go orders. That's all we could do at the time because restaurants were shut down. And I was working, driving back and forth from my mom's area to me, working every freaking day, no days off. I managed to save $8,000, which was, in my opinion, a lot of money at the time. It still is. I'm very, very grateful for that. So I saved all that, and I went on Facebook and I found roommate searches on Facebook groups, and I found a roommate. I saved all my money, I packed what I could, and my dear uncle decided that I could stay with him for a month if I wanted to. And I ended up finding a place, but I had nowhere to put my stuff, and I didn't want to, you know, bring everything at once. So I packed my mom's SUV at the time. I packed her SUV up with as much stuff as I could with boxes, drove all the way to Atlanta, dropped stuff off in his attic, and then drove another hour in a different part of Atlanta to meet my new roommate. We met, I saw the place, and loved it, decided I was going to sign the lease. I signed the lease that day, and then I drove all the way back to Florida. My friends and I had already planned a friend vacation. There's 4 of us, me, Christian, Ashley, and Amanda. We decided we were going to go to Montana. Amanda lived in Montana because her husband is in the Air Force. The thing was, my lease in Atlanta started right after my lease in Pensacola, Florida ended, and also the vacation was during that week. So, what do? I pack up majority of everything else I have left, drive it back to Atlanta, drop it off in the living room of the apartment that I was going to be living in, and then drove all the way back. I was supposed to leave at 6 a.m. that morning, get on a flight. So I packed everything else that I had left that I could fit into my car. I dropped my cat off at a cat hotel for 2 weeks while I was gone. And I put everything I could into my car, and I left my car parked at my apartment complex. And then I got a ride to the plane. I get back into town, my car doesn't start. Apparently, I guess that it had been sitting there for too long without anyone starting it, so it was the battery had died or something like that, I'm not sure. So now I'm stuck, I don't have anywhere to go. I had some friends that let me spend the night, and I decided to stay in Florida for another week before I moved to Atlanta because I was really going to miss it. I spent a lot of time with my mom, I spent a lot of time with my friends and family, and then I went and picked up Felicia the next morning. And I had a friend that was like, "You're moving to Atlanta? Oh my God, why didn't you tell me?" She's like, "I'm coming with you." So she helped me get in my car, get my cat. She actually helped me get up here by helping me unpack everything. So I live in Atlanta now and I'm so excited. A lot has happened in the last 2 years. I have improved tremendously. I remember my first audition on tape. I had never really taped a self-tape audition before. I have a theatrical background, so my first self-tape, I was screaming at the camera because I was projecting, because that's what you do in theater, right? I'm very grateful for the 2 years I've been here. I have taken many, many classes. I have learned a lot since being here. Taken classes, met my community here. Atlanta has a lot to offer, and I'm so grateful that I took that leap of faith to come out here, and I'm grateful to my mom and my best friend Ashley for pushing me to actually do it. Also, can we just talk about Hey Arnold? If you know, you know.